Hey, what's up guys? I just want to make a quick video on how to install Cisco Unified Communications Manager the higher versions of 7, 8, and 8.5 on the ESXi 4.1 exactly. Um, I've only had a few hours of sleep, so apologize if I seem a little tired, but I've been wanting to share this information because I'm sure there are other people out there that ran into the same issue. So, and this form proves it. So I just wanted to share with you the method I used to get it to work. Now, this image here is just an example. It shows it has a critical error and that this particular process has exceeded time threshold and a value, and then the system will now halt. And if you have come to see that, more than likely what will happen is you reboot the computer and it comes up and says installation failed, and it's pretty much just an endless loop, and you can't really get on with the installation. So that's one thing that was pretty frustrating. So in the midst of my trials, I did come across this forum, and as you can see here, they say the solution is that the solution is during the CUCM installation, the system shows the words estimated time exceeded. Shut down the system when the timer is at 1 second before the timer elapses and reboot. After that, the installation will restart and continue at the point you had to cut the installation. That's all. Well, if you've gone through these installations, you should know that there are several phases that these can go through. And there's a lot of areas where this type of, I should switch back, where this type here of critical error for the exceed the time threshold can take place. So in my case, I'm running on a Pentium 4 3 gigahertz machine, nothing fancy, and it takes probably, I would say, at least 3 hours, and unless you're watching it that whole time and really babysitting it, that method could be a challenge to do. Even if you get a couple successfully, you still have to really watch that and babysit it through from end to end. So, which I had a hard time doing. So I kind of took another approach just to see if it would work, and it actually did. I can't guarantee this will work because I don't completely understand why this happens in the first place. But to show you what I did, I'm on Windows 7, and Windows 7 I can't get the vSphere client to install on properly, so I've got a virtual machine here up running it to show you what I did. So I created my VMware machine. If you want to see, I don't know if I used a template on this one or not, because I was trying everything. Floppy disk shouldn't have to be in there. But basically we've got one processor, gig of RAM, and then the hard disk, I've got 80 gigs. This is when we were installing Call Manager 8. So and that's up and running now, but more importantly what we want to see is the snapshots. So we'll go to Snapshot Manager and go on back. Alright, you see here we've got the install. So once it was installing for the first phase, like when it's just running, I took a snapshot in the middle. And then this one, I believe I had paused because it was while it was actually booting up. It was going through the Linux-based boot up scripts, and I wasn't sure if you could take a snapshot with all that going on, so I had paused it so I could take a snapshot. But turns out you can take a snapshot no matter what it's doing. So that's what the following are. Once it started getting into the post install area, I took a snapshot, went to post install scripts. I mean, this is probably like an hour later. Took a snapshot there, and then same with the application post install 2. There was two application areas, I believe, and one of them I let go, and then this was the second one, and I took a snapshot there. But then the phones were, or the call manager said it was a success. So I went into the configuration, I removed the DNS reliance and built some phones, and took a snapshot. So it's basically a fresh install with some phones on there. And then I decided to upgrade to 8.5, and when I did that, that actually went flawlessly. I did the upgrade, and you know, it switched over to the active, or the backup partition that was upgraded. It switched over, it rebooted onto the new one with the 8.5 on there, and it loaded up just fine. And then I added some custom stuff onto the TFTP server, ringtones, and you know, kind of a video game theme. I have some Sonic phones with the Green Hill Zone 1 soundtrack is the ringtone, and I've got some Mario ones. I was just kind of doing that to mess around. But I took another snapshot there just in case, you know, make a lot of changes and I want to go back. But really, that's the point of this video really is just to show you the steps I took during the install, just taking these various snapshot points, because what will happen is you take the snapshot, and let's say if you're here and you get that exceed error, the time exceed error, well then you just, instead of starting up from way back here, you just load that snapshot, and it's almost like it starts over. It gets a refresh or something, and then it will continue. And if it dies, you know, somewhere here toward the end, you just start it over from there. You don't have to worry about time. I mean, you can throw a dart as far as when you're going to do it. If you see it start to, you know, hang, then take a snapshot, and then when you start it again, it's like it's a kick in the pants or something, and it just starts going. So with that, just to verify, another thing just to point out is on your when you upgrade to version 8, and like I say, I'm on a Pentium 4 3 gigahertz system. It runs really poor. However, let's see, let's get the right domain in here. This one is actually a lot faster on 8.5. Before, when you go into the call manager, oops, I'm already logged in. But this part right here, I mean, you see how fast that was for it to load this page? You didn't see this problem in 7, but in 8, to query this information right here, this took 50 seconds exactly every time. So if I went to, let's just say if I go to phones, and then let's say I went back to the administration, this right here where it says loading wait, 50 seconds every single time. So they've made a lot of improvements with this. Also, this has cast, which supports the and man, I'm telling you, I'm tired and I can't talk tonight. Sorry, guys. But basically, if you use CUVA for video with your phones, the SIP phones to date did not have support for that. However, on Call Manager 8.5, like we're running here, it does, and from an administrator or a user perspective, it looks and functions identical. And as a matter of fact, if you just want to see one for an example, I've got let's see, an 8961 phone here, and when you go down, let's see, right here, video capabilities, just make it enabled. I mean, just like you would on a 7960 or 7940, 7970, any of those that support the video through CUVA, you can do that now with SIP phone, because this phone is SIP only, it doesn't run skinny at all, and it works really well. I tested it, and you know, any other person, if they're not technical, I mean, they would not know a difference. So that's a pretty cool feature with version 8.5, and you know, I'm just now, since I'm just now able to get in there here and start playing with it, you know, I'll be learning more about the features. But until then, I just wanted to get that out there in case you guys have run into the same trouble, and hopefully this method will work for you as well. So good luck with your studies, and thanks for watching.